Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you.
Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues.
And aloha! That is 4 points out of 4 points. And I was close. I said 4-2. It ended up being 4-3. Let's bring in my buddy and my pal, Mr. Windy City Hockey. Hey, Nick, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, how are you?
I'm sure you're not happy right now.
Well, Vancouver made it a game.
Yeah, they did. Walker didn't get there to come on, John, you know better than that. Only I'm allowed to use those. We got E here, my Alaska buddy. Thomas is a stud. Thomas had a good game tonight, right? Walker scored in 25% of his games. His like 0.45 goals per game this season, right? That's not bad at all, right? Ashley.
Hello.
I got something for you, Miss Ashley. So I know what you were doing at the second intermission, so this is for you.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
I thought that might make you smile.
Yeah, she's cute. She's very cute.
It had to do at the second intermission. I was so worried about something else, and I love what your mark was.
Nope. Poop.
Yeah.
Poop again.
Yeah, the poop fairy came. See, Roland figured it out. We can see you now, Roland. Right? We
Hey,
can
Roland.
see it now. We figured it out. Yay, Roland. Who cares what Wendy thinks?
Aw, I care what Wendy thinks.
I think Wendy has come to find that the fans of this show really do like him, right? And they give him crap, but that's it. And they give him crap out of love. And I'm sure if I was on his show, a live show of his, I would get the same thing. And I'm perfectly okay with that. I really am.
Yeah,
Wendy, what did you see tonight so with the Central Division, right? What did you see tonight that makes you think that the Blues are one of the top teams in the division? Or what did you see that make you think that they're in the middle of the division? Or did you see something that makes you think they should be at the bottom of the division?
Well, I don't think they're in the bottom because that's hold my beer territory with the Hawks and Coyotes. Because let's be honest, they are a joke right now. But I think right now what I saw out of them, where they're sitting in a wild card spot, if they're still in that wild card spot.
No, they jumped into third.
Okay. I think between wild card and the first wild card and the third place in the division is probably where I see them.
Right. I see that. I think they are. I think they're going to end up in second. I really do. Because if you look at the schedule between what we and Minnesota have, I know Minnesota now has a game on us and they're 3 points ahead of us, but they have just as tough of a schedule, if not tougher, and we play them twice. So there's 4 points right there. If you can stay within that 4 point margin, doesn't matter. As long as you stay even with them or within that 4 point margin, you have it in your hands. And that is, I think, very, very important, right? You hold the future in your hands.
Thing with the Wild at the back end of their season, they do play bottom feeders.
They've got. I was looking at their next couple of games. They've got a pretty, they've got Carolina coming up. They've got us twice. They've got Edmonton coming up. I was looking at it. I was pretty sure that they had just a quick look that they had a very smart one. No, Roland, you cannot share it from what you can share if you go to the Blue Note Fan Report page. You can share that. But you cannot share it from the Hawaii STL Blues Fan. That is a private group. You're not allowed to share out of it. I had to do that because of some of the stuff that was going on. So
I see,
that's
like,
where that
teams
is,
like
Roland.
the Coyotes, the Montreal, Seattle. Those are the bottom feeders I'm seeing, and those are like
Yeah.
a back end of their season where if you're getting the points, you go and get them pretty easily in the back end of the season.
It's possible they might have. I know our back end is a little tough. I think we have we close with Vegas and the Avalanche, right?
Okay.
Problem is the thing with closing with them is, first of all, by this point Vegas is out. I think Vegas will be out, and
Yeah, Vegas is not making the playoffs.
right, and the Avalanche will be solidified. They will be whatever their position's going to be. That's what it's going to be. Right?
Yeah.
They're either going to win the President's Cup or they're not. They're going to be first in the West, and that's it. Right?
Who's currently in position to win the President's Trophy?
Them.
I think it's the Avs.
The Avalanche by a couple of points. By like they've got 100 points, and I think Florida's at 97.
Okay, so yeah, it's the Panthers and Hurricanes tied with 96. Then it's the Avs with 100 points. So
yeah. So for me, by the time the Blues face the Avs at that point, it's not going to be for the division anymore. They've walked away with that. Mm-hmm. But what it is going to be they're going to. I see the last two games. You don't want anybody hurt.
Yeah.
Right. You rest guys. Right. You rest the bigger guys. You're going to play you're going to rest some guys, and not only that, they've got a couple of guys in LTIR that may come back. Yeah. You have to be worried about playing those guys if they can come back. Right? Yep. Because of their salary cap issues. I actually, for me, I put that, well, and then actually when you look at the Wild playing those bottom feeders or whatever, those are guys playing for a job next year.
Yeah.
Right? Those games are going to be a lot harder.
You're both right. They do have a hard schedule, but they do have a lot of bottom feeders in there. But their next 4 games are going to be pretty tough because they've got the Penguins tomorrow, the Hurricanes on Saturday, Capitals on Sunday, Predators on Tuesday, Blues on Friday of the next week. Then they'll hit their bottom.
They could lose three of those 5 games. Mm-hmm. Easily.
And so, I mean, they'll get easier because then they get the Oilers and the Stars, but then they hit us again.
The Oilers are on that tough part. The Oilers are.
Nah, I don't really think
the Oilers are looking at second in their division. That's going to be a tough game for them.
But then they'll get the Sharks, the Canadians, the Canucks, the Kraken. So they do have a steady stream coming after it, but they've got like 5 or 6 games before they're going to have that.
Yeah.
And that's where, to me, and in fact, they faced the Blues twice, right? That right there tells me that the Blues, I really do think that the Blues have a better luck or a better chance at second in the division than anybody else, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's totally possible for the Blues to get second. And honestly, I don't personally care because if the Blues get second, the Wild get third. And, you know, it's not that big a difference to me.
Third is going to, well, you're going to, I want to play Minnesota. And I get everybody goes, well, now they got Fleury. I'm sorry.
I'm not worried about Fleury. I mean,
we've had good luck with them this year.
He's a good goalie, but he's only as good as the team in front of him. And the Wild don't seem to play very well defensively against the Blues.
Yeah.
In the 2 games that Fleury's played already, he's has a goals against average of 1.5.
Yeah, but who's he played against?
He's played against top teams, if I'm not mistaken.
One of them went to overtime. One of the games went to overtime, I think.
He played the Avalanche and the Flyers, I think.
I don't think he played last night. Did he?
I thought he did.
I thought he did too.
I could be wrong. It was Fleury last night.
Okay, it was.
Yeah. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. I think that they don't have the. We would play them in the second round. We would play the Avs in the second round, and that's what you have to look at, Dale.
If they make it.
Who?
The Avs, if they make it, if they're not a first-round disappointment.
I don't see.
They're
them.
never the first round disappointment. They're usually the second round disappointment.
You see, I can see the first round coming for them. I think that they're too.
It's going to be a tough. It's going to be a tough team. They're going to end up with either Nashville or Dallas, and either one of them
they don't play well against either one of those teams.
Yeah, right. I said 4-2 first, where I was wrong was who was going to score. To the right, who would Letty would score tonight. Well, I mean, it was nice Letty got a goal, but Letty also let in that third goal. That was his fault. Right? That
and
was
the
on
second
Letty.
one was on Tarasenko, so I mean.
Well, see, I don't think it was. So you missed that. We had a conversation about that.
No, it was totally on him. He did an
errant
pass that was intercepted.
No, it wasn't intercepted. It hit a guy's skate. That was, I mean.
No, it went to his stick. Right to the stick.
But it hit a guy's skate. The skate put it to the stick. That was just an unfortunate incident. It was more to me. Hold on.
If I have to admit when Scandella has a good game, you have to admit when your favorite player had a bad move. I'm not saying he had a bad game, but the second goal was on him.
No, it wasn't.
Absolutely was.
It was a turnover.
Okay, but what you're missing is, first of all, Bortuzzo was out of position. Bortuzzo was out of position.
He threw the puck. It hit someone's skate, as you said, and went straight to a stick. He did not have control of where his pass was going.
And what is one of the number one rules you don't do in the defensive zone? Throw the puck in the center of the D zone.
Thank you. Wendy gets it. Tarasenko didn't have a bad game, but you're going to defend him tooth and nail because you've got a man crush on him.
Well, I will admit
that he had a bad play, and we'll move on.
Okay. I don't admit he had a bad play, but I do admit that it could have been played better. Right? I'll admit that. But again, there's other undercurrent, surface and undercurrent. Surface, it's on Tarasenko. Undercurrent, there are three other things that happened to make that play happen. First one was the pass that was supposed to go through the neutral zone to a streaking Bortuzzo gets tipped by a skate. Second part, Peterson is quick on his skates and gets into that spot. The third part is Bortuzzo not being at the center of the ice where he should have been to get into.
But you just
and
said that he's
Peterson.
supposed to be streaking through the neutral zone.
Yeah,
so
but he should have been coming. He should have been.
He can't be streaking through the neutral zone and defending the guy that got the puck.
He was too far to the wing. He should have been more to the center.
You cannot throw the puck in front of the center in your own zone. You can't.
And that's what
you've got to look at it again. If you look at it again, you'll see.
Oh, I looked at it 3 times before I was going to come tell you your boy made a mistake.
Well, it is what it is. Dale thinks you're right. Tammy loves us, right? Minnesota plays Pittsburgh tomorrow. Thoughts on Pittsburgh winning? Maybe just hope.
I don't think it happens.
Huh?
I can't see Pittsburgh winning that game.
Oh, I can, because Pittsburgh's in a dogfight right now. Pittsburgh's in a dogfight. They are in a dogfight with that division and the Rangers. With the Rangers and with I can't spit it out. The Capitals. They are in a dogfight. They're going to be in the playoffs, but positioning is important. They do not want to be in that wild card spot. They're in a dogfight, and they're going to fight it to the end. I can't believe that Pittsburgh's hanging around. I thought Pittsburgh would have been out of the playoffs the last 4 years. Somehow they keep making it in. Right? It just shocks me that they keep being there, keep being there. Alaskan Kyle says, "Oh my God, the Penguins will win." Hefner, no, had the puck. He took a chance and cost one. Budget, we got 2 points. Okay, well, ifs don't count. Well, I just think that for Pittsburgh, they're in that dogfight, and I can see them beating the Wild.
I can see him beating the Wild too.
And I'll tell you what they don't do. If I'm the Wild, I do not play Fleury tomorrow night.
I play Fleury.
I'm with Nick.
I play Fleury.
Did you hear Fleury's comments on why he nixed the trade to the Capitals?
Yeah, he didn't feel right to go to the Capitals.
because of Pitt playing in Pittsburgh. He didn't want to go to
their
rival.
He played the Penguins twice this year already. And he did well in the second game. The first game, the Hawks were just awful up front of him. But he played against the Penguins twice this year. Anytime he has an opportunity to play against the Penguins, you put him in. He plays great against them.
Okay, fair enough. Nashville versus Buffalo on Saturday. Let's cheer for Buffalo.
Buffalo's been playing good hockey lately.
They have. They really have. Says the guy whose team just lost to them after a 4-goal lead.
Yeah, and also Buffalo just lost their first game in the last 7 games they've played. So they've been playing good hockey. I can admit that.
Buffalo is on the verge of being a playoff team. And I said that at the beginning of the year. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got somebody else who didn't get me. I don't know who this is here. Does Furry helps Caps, hates Cap, doesn't mean he's going to play well against his old team. Not going to play well against his old team. It's a good point. It's just, for me, it's just how I look at it. Not saying I'm right, not saying I'm wrong. I'm not sure who that is. I'm trying to find up. Oh, Jose. That's Jose. Jose, can you see? Right? My buddy Jose. Jose, I gotta get with you and try and work on some stand-up. I want to try and do that again now that my head is cleared.
Please just record it.
See if I can get some jokes, huh?
Please just record it. I enjoy these.
They weren't that bad.
They weren't bad. I actually enjoyed them.
Yeah.
I either was laughing at you or with you.
Fleury will be in goal. He didn't want to be in the East in the rivalry. Yeah, I know, but Pittsburgh needs that win more than Minnesota does.
He could have been in the Eastern Conference. It looked like they had a trade also to go with Toronto. Right. And something happened between Kyle Davidson and Kyle Dubas in that situation.
Right.
That led to him not going to Toronto.
Yeah, I am. Okay.
Yes, Golf King. We saw the baseball score. Yeah. Even I saw the baseball score.
Yeah, that was. Did you see that today, Wendy, by any chance?
No, I just heard that. I really don't pay attention to spring training scores.
Okay. Oh, who is your baseball team, if I may ask? And you don't have to tell me. The Cubs?
Yep.
Oh, wow. That is a shocker.
Why is that a shocker? He's a Chicago guy.
Yeah, but there's another reason, and I can't say it out loud. I'll say it.
I don't support the White Sox in any way, and I will never support any other team that's not the Cubs in baseball.
Okay, no, that's fair. I'll tell. I can tell her later, right, Wendy?
Sure. I don't even know what you're talking about, to be quite honest.
Why I think you would be a fan of another team?
Why?
You've asked me not to say it. Where you live?
Oh, yeah. I will still always be a Cub fan. I will say it right now. Yeah, I am in the Southern Illinois area, closer to St. Louis, but I was born and raised a Chicago fan. I was born in Florida, and my family's from the Chicago area.
Okay. I just knew that you live within Cardinal territory.
Well,
and you've asked me not to say where, and I won't.
Though.
Huh?
Cub fans are all over.
I mean, I was born in Clinton, Iowa, and they're all Cubs fans, Bears fans, Blackhawks fans. That's why I actually don't get too mad about Wendy being a Blackhawks fan.
I love that Wendy's a Blackhawks fan. I really do. Right? I think it, like I said, and I've said this time and time again, right? When the teams are good, the rivalry is better. Right? Mm-hmm. I like, and the fact now that, Chicago's making some things and Wendy's struggling, the fact that Wendy's still willing to come on the show and talk about when the Blues play the Blackhawks and do, shows like that, it's absolutely fine. I love it. Right.
And actually, Wendy, there's a lot of love here, even on my end when you're on here, because he uses you as a surprise. He'll tell me, "Oh, I got a surprise for you," and then there you are.
Yep.
Yeah. right? So no, it's enjoyable to have Wendy on.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter, it's a lot of the guys I've only had, and I'll be honest with you, I've only had one YouTuber on, maybe two, that I will never ever have on again, no matter what that relationship is, right?
Okay.
Just there's just no way that even if the relationship was repaired, I don't want them on the show. I don't think they bring anything to the show, and because of that, is what it is. I like what Wendy brings. I like what the Blackhawks bring. I like what the division is. We have, even with Arizona being in our division, we have probably the toughest division in the NHL right now. Right? Yeah. Arguably, we have the toughest division. We're going to send 5 teams to the playoffs. No other division is doing that. The Metro and the Atlantic are both sending 4. I don't think either one's sending 5. Is that right?
The Metro has a chance, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they're set. The 8 teams are set. Whatever 8 teams they are, they're set.
Okay.
I'm looking at it right now. So, just to make sure I don't screw it up, I'm good at that. I'm good at screwing shit up. And then maybe can't even hit the right button. Boy, man, I'm being buttons again. There we go. So, in the East, the conference, you have Florida, Carolina, Rangers, Tampa, Pittsburgh, Toronto, Boston, Washington. Those are the 8 teams.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that they are that it's 4-4, right? The Metro is going to get 4.
Yeah.
The East, the Atlantic. So the Metro is going to get Carolina, the Rangers, Pittsburgh, and Washington. The Atlantic is going to get Florida, Tampa, Toronto, and Boston. In the West, in the Central, I'll tell you right now, based on points percentage and game, and all of that, the Central is going to get Colorado, Minnesota, St. Louis, Nashville, and Dallas.
Yeah.
And I don't see, and Winnipeg is actually out of it because of points percentage. They are at 559 to Dallas is 592. They've played 3 less games than Dallas, so Dallas is a point ahead with 3 better games. So Winnipeg to me is gone, right?
Yeah.
Right. Even though they've got 76 points, I don't see them having a chance at catching Dallas. Right. Dallas is right behind Nashville with those 2 games in hand. Nashville's at 82 points, but 67 games played. So Dallas is at 77 points with 65. Add those 4 points, you're at 81. You're right there. Right. You pick up them 81 points and anything can happen. Yeah. Right. So, but you go to the Pacific, and I can see Edmonton moving up ahead of Los Angeles. Vegas is not catching any of those teams, right? Vegas is not catching them.
Also, Vegas has played way too many games already.
Yeah, well, Vegas is at 69 games played. Edmonton's at 68. Los Angeles at 69. Calgary, who's sitting at 88 points, is at 66 games played.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Calgary's in the catbird seat. Vancouver, and now at 69 games played, is at 73 points. So they are, let me get my math right, 5 points behind Vegas.
Yeah.
Evened up. I don't see them. I just don't see them. They don't play Vegas. I don't think they play Vegas either. And that's the other thing. That's the reason why I think St. Louis has the better chance of getting Minnesota and getting that second spot than anywhere else, because they do play Minnesota. And in the last 12 games they've played, they are 10-1-1.
Okay.
Right? And I look at St. Louis's play lately, and I know a lot of people, Dale, I'm not sure what you're going. You're right. However, the 2 wild card teams come in points.
Yeah.
So you can have 5 from one division.
And that's we're going to see. Looking to be what happens. The 2 wild card teams will be potentially 2 Central Division teams.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Golf King says it gives a different. Hold on, I'm missing some stuff. Gray jerseys make you look older. I got into a fight at a Cards and Cubs game in Chicago. That's easy. Hockey Bob. I'm not sure where that came up from. And please post them. I'm not sure what Golf King's getting at, bud.
I'm also trying to figure out what he's talking about on a.
Okay, Oilers are desperate for points too. They're stuck with 81 and LA ahead by 1 and Vegas crawling just behind. It's the fact that they're all evened up in games. I don't see Vegas, either Vegas or Edmonton is falling out of that in my eyes. I think that LA is a little bit more solid in there. I don't know their schedule, but I'd have to look at that. But I'm more with Vegas beat the Kraken today. Okay.
That's an easy win.
Say again?
That's an easy win.
Yeah. Minnesota does not want to play us in the first round again. No, they don't. I know that for a fact. Right? Mm-hmm. So with that said, the Central will probably have 5 teams to go into the playoff. That's exactly what I was saying, Dale. That's exactly what I was saying. Okay, no problem. No, I have seen in the Blues' recent play, including all the losses, there's things I saw that made me think this team is better than people are giving it credit for. Right? And this is I'm all with this. I think Cairo being out helped that team a lot tonight. Mm-hmm. Right? And I know Cairo is a good guy. I know that, but he is confused, he is tired. He just needs to step back, breathe. I really hope he takes a couple games off. I would not mind seeing him sit against Edmonton.
What is the injury he had?
He's not injured.
Non-COVID illness.
Oh, okay.
Right? Non-COVID illness.
Kirby Doc had that yesterday.
Yeah. So to me, let him. It was a late scratch. Brown played a good game tonight. I didn't really.
Did.
I didn't hear him in the first, but in the second, I heard his name called a lot.
Uh-huh.
Torpachenko. I hope he doesn't have a sophomore jinx, but this kid is ready to be a full-time NHL player.
He played really well tonight with Shen.
Right? Torpachenko can be your DeBrincat. Right? He can be that guy that can score 20, 25 goals. I really do. Right now he's playing
on a DeBrincat's about to hit 40 goals.
Yeah. Well, he's in, right?
I don't see him as that, but I see him easily filling the role that Sundqvist left when he got traded. I think that Torp could be an amazing penalty killer, and he can get those gritty, goals on the third or fourth line. I think he's going to be. But
I think on the third line, like you saw tonight, he opened some things up. I think he should have had 2 goals tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Demko just played out of his mind, and that's the only reason that this game was, as close as it was. But Torp was very close, and Tarasenko was very close.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Dale, I don't see us coming in fourth, and to be honest, I look at the schedule and I look at things. You're right. If they do, there's a chance that they would probably play Calgary, but I just don't see it right now. And actually, I'll tell you this. I wouldn't mind being in the Pacific. I would not mind being that playoff guy that goes to the Pacific. Because in the Pacific, I think you have a better chance of getting to the Western Conference Finals. I think the Blues can beat Calgary in 7 games, in a 7-game series, right? I think that Calgary does have some goalie issues. We do too. I think theirs are worse. They're not showing it now, but when you get into Calgary does not have any good playoff experience. I don't think they made the playoffs last year. I don't think they've been in the playoffs since the bubble.
That would have been 2 years ago.
2 years ago, but beyond that, I don't think they would have. The bubble is the only reason they were in the playoffs.
No, they were actually in a playoff spot.
They were?
Yeah.
I have to double check that. I thought that they were down a bit. Okay. Right?
The Flames, in my opinion, I would take Jacob Markstrom over Binnington in a 7-game series.
Yeah, but they probably would be starting Huso because look at
Huso.
what we're doing now is Huso.
Yeah.
Right. And in a 7-game series, I just think I put Blues experience over Calgary's completely. Right.
The way Daryl Sutter has those Flames playing, they play with the edge that works for a playoff run. And this is his first full year with the Flames again, since this is his second stint.
Yeah.
And he has this team playing a good structured game where I watched them. They look like a team that could do something in a playoff run. They kind of remind me of like the 2012 Kings and 2014 Kings, to be quite honest, even though they have a better record than those two teams.
Yeah. First of all, Tammy, don't forget I'll be on tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time with the Hockey Fan Report. And then talking about Calgary, do you think Matthew Tkachuk comes here? Nope. Nope.
I think he's going to be the next captain of the Flames.
Yes. And if one of those brothers decided to come to St. Louis, it would be Brady.
I don't even think Brady wants to leave Ottawa. Look what he is. He's the captain. Yeah. And how much he's done in Ottawa. I think he wants to remain a Senator.
In all honesty, if we get one of the brothers, it would be at the end of their career.
Yeah.
It ain't going to happen now.
I actually think you could pick up Ottawa's got Brady till he hits UFA. Right, which is going to be how long was this contract? I think it's a 5-year contract. Right?
I thought he signed the 8-year deal.
Was it an 8-year deal? I got to go back and check. It's one of those that I think he would. Well, the narrative in Ottawa has now changed heavily,
especially with what happened the other day with the owner.
If you haven't heard, their owner passed away last night, if I remember right.
2 nights ago.
Monday night. While we were on, he passed away. Well, now you're looking at a couple of different things are going to happen. First of all, you don't know how involved his daughters are in the day-to-day, right? And how much they want to be. And this could easily be a Ram-style thing. When Georgia Fontier died, her children wanted nothing to do with the Rams. The minority owner was Stan Kroenke. Kroenke had in the deal with them that if she passed and the kids didn't want it, that he could buy the stake, and it was preset at what that stake was going to be. That was the mistake. If they would have not done that, where they could have valued it differently, he doesn't buy the team and the team stays in St. Louis. We don't know what the situation with Calgary is, and we won't know for a couple of years.
I'm pretty sure the oldest of the 2 daughters of Eugene Melnick, I believe she's my age. I think she's 23, if I'm not mistaken.
Can you imagine that? 23 years old and you just inherited a hockey team.
Yeah.
I'd be in heaven.
That will be insane, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe at the beginning of the year, the Senators did hire someone who is very smart financially. She worked with the organization before and left the team, and then they brought her back, and people were wondering why they brought her back, and they thought, okay, Eugene has some health issues, and I'm thinking what might happen, she might take like a stake where she's running the organization until his daughters are ready.
Yeah.
But who knows? The Senators have an interesting storyline right now.
They sure do.
Yeah. So here's a funny one. This is from Dante. I know it's one thing that's extremely funny. Robert Thomas slept on Big Walt's sofa for 2 years and has a cup. Brady and Matthew hadn't even come remotely close. Right? So Thomas lived with the Tkachuks for the last couple of years. So, I mean, it's interesting. Chris Lambert says, I got to go. Got to work at 9 a.m. See everyone. Hope to see you tomorrow, Chris, if you can. Wasn't the Senators owner? Mm-hmm. Yes, it was the Senators owner. He died at the age of 62. He had some health issues. And it does leave some questions. And for me, if you get one of those two girls that does really want to do something with this team, right? Or better yet, what's worse is the selling, right? Because they don't draw well. They have, this could be a team on the move.
The thing is, I think they might have an easier chance in getting the new stadium they've been trying to get for the last 7 years.
Yeah.
Because they're not even located in Ottawa proper. They're 40 minutes out of Ottawa.
Yeah. And that would probably be helpful for them to be in, more in the downtown area,
Yeah.
I actually, for me, I like stadiums that are in downtown. I really do. Mm-hmm. I don't like the stadiums that are out of downtown, like Arizona, Gila Arena. Now, I drove there. I stayed right by there, and I didn't realize how far it was from the downtown area.
Yeah,
it's
in Glendale.
Yeah. Well, to me, it's still all Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's almost like Chicago. If you're in Chicago and you live in, say, Bensonville, or like where I lived in Waukegan, right? Mm-hmm. That's still Chicago to me, right? Even though it's outside. I get that, but there's just other things. That city is so spread out, that it takes things away. Where St. Louis, like with the Blues having their practice facility in Maryland Heights, which is about 20 minutes away, right, from downtown, it's still not a bad area. It's still easy to get to, right? It's a very easy drive from where most of the players live in the Ladue area or whatever, Kirkwood, Ladue area. It's not a far drive from there. It's an easy drive from that to the arena. You get on Highway 70 and you're right there, right? It's a one highway shot. I see that connection there, but for one time, I know the Bulls used to practice in Arlington Heights, if I remember right.
I don't know on the Bulls.
Right. And didn't the Bears had a practice facility up there too.
The Bears their practice facility is in Arlington Heights.
Right, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to move soon when they try and get that new stadium in. Actually, the Bears are working on trying to get a new stadium in Arlington Heights. Actually, so I think they are close to trying to just keep everything in Arlington.
Furthermore, prayers to St. Louis kid Clayton Keller. He absorbed a very bad injury tonight. What happened, Wendy?
It was a weird lose of an edge. He was going in on a rush pretty quick. I guess he got tripped a little bit.
Yeah.
Leg sprawled out right into the boards, and he was stretchered off.
Okay. So he probably broke a leg.
I don't know. It was interesting how it went down.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. When I broke my wrist, right? Because again, when I broke my wrist, I went into shock, right?
Yeah.
And I know, Wendy, you broke your knee or tore your knee.
I broke my ankle.
Broke your ankle. So, I was not going to get carted off, and they had trouble getting me off the ice because I was in shock, right?
Yeah.
So, but I was not getting carted off. I was not getting boarded off, right? I was going to get up on my own. It just, I had to breathe a little bit to get there. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's right. Wendy, I want to show this real quick before we get into anything else. Let me bring it up. Wendy has a poll. Now, I've already voted in it, but I'd like, if you haven't had a chance, to go check out Wendy on Twitter and vote in this poll for him. Thanks for reminding me, Wendy.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's a lot going on and you're trying to do everything. It's not the easiest thing, right?
It's all right. I don't care.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you. So this is here. You go to @WCHAWKEY, right? Windy City Hockey, and it's which Chicago captain K's Blackhawks jersey will he wear tomorrow for his 1000th game, and then he will pick one of the other jerseys to wear to the game on Sunday.
If I go. Right now, it's still a big if, but there's a chance I go to the game.
Right. Well, right now what's winning, and it's close, the rookie home red and the black are
I
both
voted
at
for the black.
38.9. I went with the one, the Stanley Cup home, 22.2. The Stanley Cup road, no one wants that one. All right. I wanted to put a fifth option, but they wouldn't let me. Right.
I would have put a fifth option on there, but it would have been a 2009 Winter Classic jersey.
No, my fifth option would have been a garbage bag.
It's really got closer in that poll, honestly, than what.
Yeah, it did. For a while, the rookie home red was running away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got on and voted for the black.
He's got 18 votes, so 7 hours left. You guys hook him up. Go there. Go on Twitter, vote for him. Wendy's a good guy, man, and it, you know, I know he likes the Blackhawks, but Wendy's a good guy, and Wendy doesn't have to come on the show, right? And I'm being this, he doesn't have to, and I have a hard time asking people to come on, even when we're regular, and Wendy will ask me, hey, do you want me to come on? Can I come on? Right? Are you okay with me jumping in tonight? And he does it on his own. He doesn't have to. And he can take abuse. I mean, he knows coming on here, your guys are going to abuse him a little bit, right? But he comes on and he does it because he enjoys what we bring, and I enjoy what he brings. And Wendy, I got to tell you, man, I know you're a young kid, but I still consider you a good friend. Yeah. Right? And next time I get in the loo, we're going to hook up. Okay. Right? We're going to go out. We're going to throw a few back. We're going to go skate, go do something, but we're going to get together next time I get in the loo. Okay. Right? Hopefully I don't break my hand.
I guess I'm the designated driver.
Yeah, we'll have to find a designated.
I mean, I really don't drink, so.
Yeah, well, he don't. Well, they're good, so I'm covered. Nashville at Buffalo tomorrow. That's going to be an important game. We're going to have to follow that one tomorrow.
Buffalo's a fun team to watch right now.
Yeah, so. I know. Wendy, I consider you my only Blackhawks friend to this day. Love it. The rivalry is great, and that is coming from, I think, Michael Dante. Dante's Inferno, right? And I give you guys, I want to say this real quick too. I give all you guys that watch this show on a regular basis a lot of credit, right? I appreciate you more than I can really let out. It's not easy doing this, right? I subject myself to criticism. I do not have thick skin. I tell you that. I take things extremely personally. It is an issue with me. I know that. I try not to. It still comes out that way. I do this because you are my connection. You are my connection to the Blues. You are the way I connect to Blues fans. I don't have many here. And for the way you guys respond and have supported this show for 3 years, I just love it. And I have to say thank you to each and every one of you. And me and Wendy, we've been talking now for almost 2.5 years, I think.
Yeah, it's probably been about that.
Yeah, almost right after we both started doing this. I think you were connected to VKG coverage, right? To Louis?
I'm sorry?
Louis Principe?
To Louis on VJ. Honestly, VGK. Not really.
Okay.
I really didn't even do much with him.
Yeah, but I think you followed him, or you were one of the, and that's how we connected.
Okay.
Was through him, right? And actually, he was on the show the other night. He was in the chat the other day.
Really?
Right? He stopped doing his
yeah, I know.
Right? But he was on and he just wanted to say hi, and he sent me a message. But see, that's how we've been connected in this community. This community can either do one of two things, and it really sucks that it is these two things. This community can either help each other and lift them up, or it can tear them apart.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there are too many guys out there that want to tear this community apart. Yep. And they don't realize how strong this community could be. If the YouTube community, the hockey YouTubers, banded together, we would be a force. Mm-hmm. Right? We would be a force. And we don't need to be like the hockey guy. We don't need to have guys that have hundreds of thousands. Just the guys that got hundreds or 1,000 subscribers or whatever. If we banded together, we would be a legitimate accredited force if we wanted to. But we don't. We're so worried about our own channels and about all of that that we tear people apart.
Yeah.
And who doesn't drop the F-bomb? Oh, I do. So, but we're too hummed up on tearing each other apart and not helping each other out. And that's why I love you, Wendy, because you do. And I've told you, anytime you want me on, just let me know and I'll jump on with you. We'll get something together. And you've been nothing but a great friend and a asset to my channel and to my show and to Ashley and to everybody else. And we just want to say thank you.
No problem.
Right. And I hope that didn't like embarrass you too much, my friend.
No.
And it's Jose saying that he loves your jersey. Oh, he's talking to Ashley there.
Thanks.
So, well, we're getting into tomorrow night, a couple of big games. The Blues will face Friday night. Big game, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. They are taking on the Edmonton Oilers in Edmonton. Going to be very, oh, there he goes. He figured it out. I don't know if he jumped on a different one. Right? Where is Misery? I'm not sure who he's talking about there.
Lance to Scott.
Oh, the Scott. He was on earlier. He had issues with his
iPad
and didn't come back. So palms were sweaty as mom's spaghetti. 55 almost gave it to me. 5-3 call. Yeah, it was close there, Jason. Dale says Friday, Saturday games coming up. See you there. Dale, we hope to. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will be online. I'll be on. We'll be talking about what's going on. We'll be talking about the games that are going on. We'll take a quick run around the scoreboard before we go away and see what I want to know what Wendy thinks how this division's gonna fall out. So the Jets beat the Sabres 3-2 in the shootout. Rangers over the Red Wings 5-4 in OT. The Oilers slipped the Kings 4-3 in a shootout, so they kicked up that extra point. Blues over the Canucks 4-3. Coyotes sink the Sharks 5-2, and the Golden Knights cage the Kraken 3-0. I feel so sorry for the Kraken, but I think the Kraken. Let me ask you this, Wendy.
What's up?
Who did expansion better in your eyes, the Kraken or the Knights, and why?
Well, if you look at it in there are two different ways of looking at it.
Yeah,
you could see what Vegas did was go in all now from expansion. Seattle did it where they want to build, and it could be 5 years till they actually have a competent hockey team.
Yeah.
The issue on where I had with Seattle, they hired, in my opinion, probably the worst active head coach in the NHL for that team.
Bruce Bordeaux? Oh, no. Wrong
no.
Guy.
Hacksaw.
Wow. Where did I get that from?
Dave Hacksaw.
Yeah, Hacksaw. Yeah, okay.
I feel like they should not have hired him if they wanted to do the development route, which they're clearly going with that route. And then on Vegas's front, they went all in. They wanted to win a cup pretty much year one, but had a 5-year plan to win within the 5 years, which is technically this season, which they're going to probably miss the playoffs this year. So, Vegas didn't handle the future right because they don't have any prospects, don't have any depth in their role because they traded every one of their first-round picks they've had out of their organization already.
Yeah, Vegas had a very interesting problem coming into expansion. Vegas didn't have a hockey culture to build off of. Mm-hmm. Vegas needed to build. They needed their team to win now and teach their fans to lose later. That may hurt them in the long run. Seattle, on the other hand, is in an area with a hockey culture because it's only 50 miles or 60 miles from Vancouver.
And also they had a successful junior program with the Seattle Thunderbirds. Still
Yeah,
think
so
that should have
they
been
had
the name for the NHL team, but that didn't happen.
Right? So they had some of this hockey culture so they can teach their fans to lose now and win later, and the fans are going to still be there.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas with the Knights, once this team starts losing, and we've had Kim Cat on, and she said, I'm concerned about it. Right? How Vegas will handle those teams, losing teams, being Seattle. And that's what's going to happen. That money the worst money they ever spent was the Pietrangelo money. Right?
I would say the worst was when they went on and traded and immediately signed Pacioretty to the contract. That was their first to it, because they went in year 2. They wanted to acquire Max Pacioretty. Then they also acquired Mark Stone at the deadline. And then they went in and got Pietrangelo. They're showing that they just want to get big name players. Yeah. And it doesn't work that way if you're trying to build a contender. You don't need all these big name players.
No.
Because let's be honest, Stone's not a big name player if he's not on Vegas.
Yeah. Well, here's something, and this is actually, I got to throw this in there. You know why that they let Vladdy, everyone thinks that this had everything to do with the trade request, why Vladdy didn't get protected in the expansion draft. The reason Vladimir Tarasenko did not get protected in the expansion draft is because they knew that they were going to go young, and that if they left Barbashev unprotected, they would have lost Barbashev. It was Dunn or Barbashev. If they're not going to take Tarasenko, and we know they weren't because they didn't take any older players, right? They took nobody in. I don't think they took anybody in their late 20s, early 30s.
They took Mark Giordano, who's 37.
Okay. Right? Well, that's one. Right? But it was the majority of what they took were young players on entry-level contracts. Right? That's what they took. The majority of they took were young players on entry-level contracts. And with that being said, Blues knew that they weren't going to touch Vladdy. Okay, we know you're not going there, so we'll leave Vladdy unprotected. It was almost the reverse of the Vegas thing, where Vegas could make deals about what player they took for draft picks. Well, they made that go away for this one, but it's almost like the Blues did that. Hey, which way are you going? Do you want veterans or do you want young kids? Oh, you want veterans. Okay, gotcha. Or you want young kids.
The fact that GMs learned from how they did it in 2017 in the expansion draft, because at that time, none of the GMs really knew how they were going to handle this expansion, since there hasn't been an expansion since, 99?
Yeah.
And some of the GMs weren't even GMs at the time. They weren't even in the league at the time.
Yeah, they did not handle the Vegas expansion well at all.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't. And Vegas, I'm sorry, Vegas was smart for what they did. I do think, however, they're going to pay for it. And it's how expensive, and when I say expensive, the fan loss.
Yeah.
Right? That's going to be huge. And to be honest, St. Louis saw the same thing happen in the early 60s, late 60s, early 70s, going to the playoffs for the first 6 years. 3 of them, you go to the Stanley Cup Finals and don't win a game. Well, when they started losing, attendance dropped. It took a little bit for that to build back up, right? It took Gary Unger to build that back up.
And wasn't there a chance they almost ended up in Saskatoon at one point?
Yep, in 1983. And I still, every time some Blackhawks fan goes, the Blues suck or something like that, I go, okay, that's right. Thank you for the Blues. We have a team because of Bill Wirtz.
Yeah. Well, at that time,
it was his father.
That was Arthur Wirtz.
Arthur Wirtz, yeah. But that's why we have a team. They wanted to get rid of the arena. Yep. They told the NHL, you give St. Louis a team or we're out of the league. They were going to go to the I think the WHL was starting to work on. right? Or something like that. If they were going to leave. Okay, guys, we're at that point. Sorry we went so long. Sorry I'm talking too much. Have a great night. Wendy, thanks for showing up. Ashley, thanks for coming after the Poop Fairy game. And, have a good night, all of you. This is Guy, the Wide Blues fan for Lightsey Slapshot Jones, and Nick from Windy City Hockey saying aloha, mahalo, and we'll see you all on the next, me and Ashley will see you on the next Blue Note Fan Report. Aloha.